Yo, what's really good though? This is your boy Prime Time doing this Thug Thizzle. Now, I wanted to make this video somewhat of a quickie, so to speak. And I know I may be a little bit late on the topic, but I just really read in detail about a guy. You probably remember the guy. He was short-lived though, right? I think he only worked for Uber for 9 months. They brought him in to basically fix the thinking between the drivers and the passengers, and he promised he would deliver, but yet he quit. His name was Jeff Jones. Now, Jeff Jones was a guy who came over from Target. You know, he did big things there apparently, but you know, when he came over to Uber, he knew Uber was in some sort of a crisis, but he did not know how deep of a crisis. Apparently, he did not know what he was getting into, right? So he come over to Uber and he finds out that it is a shit show at Uber. He finds out about all the sexual allegations. He finds out about the CEO, you know, him and his issues and everything that surrounds Uber, and not to mention his main focus was to fix the relationship between passengers and, well, drivers. And really, the real only way to ever have fixed that was to, you know, listen to the drivers. I'm a little distracted with this garbage truck trying to get this garbage can. Got the little arm to come out and it's having some trouble getting it. He finally got it. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, anyway, so the only real reason to, the only real explanation on how to figure out how to fix that relationship between driver and passenger is to really talk to drivers, because talking to passengers, I think, is all of their, they've been talking to passengers for too long. That's all they've been doing. They have never once talked to drivers, right? So now we at a point right now where, you know, they want to talk to drivers about what's going on and what drivers want and this, that, and the third. Okay, cool, right? So this guy does that. And, you know, the one thing that drivers want the most, they just won't give it up. A fucking tip option. That's it. That's all we ever wanted, really. That and a little bit of a raise. I'm shooting for $2 an hour. No, $2 a mile. I'm sorry, not an hour. Oh shit, please, Lord, no. Listen, I'm shooting for $2, but of course they probably not gonna give us $2, because I say give us $2 a mile and 30 cents a minute or 25 cents a minute, and no surge. Life would be, listen, imagine this. You would drive wherever you wanted to drive. You wouldn't be forced to drive downtown only, or however your city is designed. You wouldn't be forced to drive in a specific area, because that's where the money at. The money would be on every single ride. If it was $2 a mile, 25 cents a minute. And guess what? I even think it would make passengers happy, because they wouldn't know how much they about to pay every time. Opposed to, wow, surge about to be 100. I just took an Uber down here or a Lyft down here, and it cost me $17. Now, since it's 650% prime time or 7 times surge, it's $140 to get home. So that's what I'm trying to say. I think them knowing that they're gonna pay $17 back and forth it sounds like a better deal to me. And you get paid what you gonna get paid regardless. Okay, yeah, you wouldn't probably get those $100 rides anymore. But how many times do you get $100 rides though? You gotta think. You get you probably get $100 ride maybe twice a year. Is that really gonna affect your income dramatically? Maybe 2 or 3 times a year you get one of those, right? I mean, most of your rides are $15, $10, lower than that, right? Let's just be honest. Come on now, let's just. I know y'all here grinding, but let's just be honest for a second. How much do you really make on any particular ride? You either making minimum fare or you making about $20 in between that range right there, right? I'm talking about in your pocket money, right? So that's that. Jeff Jones trying to fix this relationship between the two, so he thinks he can fix it. Now this is what happened. I read the story. I read a few different articles about it. I want to digress because I want to talk about another particular article that I read where they said he quit, and somebody from Target, some people that he worked with, said that they're not surprised that he quit because Jeff Jones does not like confrontation. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of them type of guys that wants to be the bad guy. Like, and he became the bad guy very easily because of the Uber is like the devil. Uber is like known to be evil almost, and this guy has never experienced that with Target. I mean, Target is a upbeat, laid back company that that's not known to take your money. They're not known to do anything negative. Only the worstest pub that Target got was when somebody did something to the credit card machine, and people information got revealed or got stolen, stuff like that. They credit card machine got hacked, but so many big name companies like Home Depot, they all get hacked. I mean, it's not like their defenses on their software or whatever is is indestructible. Like it can be hacked. So, and we all know this, okay? So that wasn't like something that they implemented or something that they did to hurt employees. Like, we have yet to really hear anything negative about Target employees, how unhappy they are. Now we know about Walmart unhappy employees, but hey, Walmart's so big, I mean, you know what I'm saying? People are gonna work for them, just like Uber. It's so big of a company that people are going to work for them. Like, you may not want to work for 77 cents a mile, but guess what? Somebody else is willing to do it. Hell, I'm out here doing it. Okay? I ain't doing it full time anymore because I realized one thing about Uber and Lyft. Now, I like Lyft better, and everybody probably knows that about me. But see, this is the thing. When they started really throwing those, and then I'm kind of getting off topic here, but I'm gonna get right back to what it is. When they start throwing those autonomous vehicles out there, I knew that this was going to be like we're going to be obsolete at some point. So that told me something right then and there. You got to get out this game, like slowly, gradually move yourself away from it, because at some point you cannot depend on it, right? So I'm just putting it out there. Now back to Jeff Jones. Now, this is where Jeff Jones really, like, I read an article that he got into the car, he actually drove for Uber, picking up actual real passengers. I don't know how true this is. And he actually talked to real drivers. I think mostly drivers in San Francisco, right? Because that's where Uber is based out of, and it would have been easy for him to just go down the street and be like, hey, let me talk to the Uber drivers, instead of going, to every city in America and talking to real drivers, right? So where he messed up at was he opened a forum on Facebook where he was supposed to spend 1 hour answering questions. But what he did was, people were so angry and they mobbed him pretty much. He basically all he did was post up links from Uber's website, which only made every driver on there even more mad, because you know why? This is what we have been getting every time Every time I ask Lyft or Uber for anything, all they do is send me the link to their website so I can go and read it. Listen, that's all fine and dandy, but I want to speak to somebody. I want to talk to somebody. I want a real person. I get tired of reading the shit that I already know. That I already know what y'all said. But see, the thing is, y'all don't have like, talking points where, okay, what if this, hypothetical shit? I need some real information from somebody. When I ask them a question, they can respond to it accordingly, right? I need something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have an option to call people. And, that was one of the things that came up. We want a phone line. We want to be able to talk to real people sometimes. Sometimes email is just not sufficient enough. Sometimes it take a phone call to get it right? So, anyways, the situation got really crazy really quickly, right? So, or it got really bad really quickly, right? So it ended up, instead of being an hour, it ended up being 30 minutes. And from what I read, he only answered 12 questions. 4 of those questions was the opening statement about what time it was and stuff like that. So really, he ain't really answered a complete 12 questions for real, because whatever. He really kind of like he did a lot of backpedaling. He did a lot of defensive Uber, and it really came off to drivers that he either was, this was over his head. Like he didn't understand deeply how entrenched drivers are with the situation, the climate at Uber right now. Like, not only do we hear about sexual allegations that has nothing to do with drivers, but we hear the bad news, and what we do is we sympathize with that, because wow, it's now that explains why Uber is so bad of a company. It's just as bad out here in this car driving for you guys, right, as it is in their office in San Francisco. It's just as bad, if not worse. Okay, so they can't get together there, so why would they be able to get together out here for us? Like, they're not in Cleveland, they're not in wherever you are at right now, wherever you are watching this video from. You understand? They don't care where you from. They don't care about none of that stuff. All they care about is their bottom line, and that's something that we as drivers must understand. So that's why I am highly recommending everybody to start looking for other avenues to get money. Like, still drive for Lyft and Uber. I'm not saying don't do it, okay? Because I'm about to go out here and drive right now. So I'll be a hypocrite if I just told you to stop doing it, right? What I am simply saying is, look at other rideshare companies that may want to move into your markets. Like Stride, for example. Juno is one, but Juno, I don't think Juno is going to move out of New York. They really talked a really good game really quickly about how they wanted to move and make some moves. They really wanted to really stick the fork into Uber, but I just don't see that happening, because I haven't heard anything from them. Nothing. They haven't. I don't even know if they still. I mean, I have to look into them, because I've been hearing more about Stride lately than I heard, anything about Juno. Okay, so it's like Juno. I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me. You guys comment. Tell me, have you guys heard anything from Juno? Because I know I signed up with Juno, and the last message I got from Juno was them telling me that they had guaranteed surge in New York, and I'm in Cleveland. So then they end up sending a message back saying, "Oh, we sent the wrong message to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're damn right you did, because hell, I'm first of all, number one, I'm not even a driver per se yet for them. You know, I'm just signing up, and I haven't even been approved yet, right? Hell, they don't even have a market here in Cleveland for me to drive, so there was never no time I was gonna be able to drive for them. So anyway, they made a mistake. That was the last time I talked to them about anything, and that was an email. But anyway, there are other options out there. Maybe not in your market, but maybe they'll come to your market at some point. But we have to try to do what we got to do, and I think Tried is trying to move forward with coming into a lot of areas. From what I've seen, I know that Tried wants to move into the Columbus, Ohio area and the Cincinnati area, which I don't live in either of those areas. I live in Cleveland. Okay, but I mean, I'm just thinking, if they're gonna come to those areas, why in the heck would they not want to come to the best one of them all, Cleveland, baby? I mean, let's be honest. Cincinnati, yeah, all right, but you know, compared to Cleveland, man, we got LeBron James, we got the Indians now getting it in. Are you serious? Columbus. You know, I love my Buckeyes, but that's just college football, though. You know what I mean? We got pro football here. And yeah, they crappy, but we do got pro football. They don't have pro football there. They do have it in Cincinnati. Okay. But Cleveland is better. So eventually they got to figure that out and come down to Cleveland where the money really at. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that concludes what I got to talk about. Jeff Jones basically quit. He backed out because he crushed under pressure. It's just that simple. Okay? So if you haven't heard about Jeff Jones quitting, or you wonder why you wouldn't get those emails, there you have it. He's done. He no longer works for Uber, and Uber's in trouble. And that's it for me, boy. And like I always say, baby, don't do that crime if you can't do the time. I'm out.